Touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So now Carr, he'll lead the Raiders up to go for 2. Carr will look to throw. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. So their second touchdown of this first half, they went for 2 after score number 1. Didn't get it. Now they get the equalizer, so to speak.
So to speak, and you can understand the thinking. Because they didn't get it after the first score, they wanted to get back to a normal points pattern, get up to 14. But just think, if they missed it here, they're only up 12-0. 1 extra point on the other side could ultimately beat you if they score twice.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Shotgun now for Lance. Eluding the pressure right. That is incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Lance to throw it. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Mullen. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. Got a man, it's Darren Waller. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. And he finds Waller in the end zone for a Raider touchdown. 3rd touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team...
And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs. And I think they're going to at least take a look at this. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. So the 2-point conversion trend continues, at least as far as trying those goes. They've attempted them after all 3 touchdowns, CD, and converted now 2 of them.
They're not just dipping their toe in the water, are they? I mean, they're committed to going for 2 points, and 2 out of 3, now with a 22-0 lead. In a sense, they're a little bit ahead of the curve, because normally it would be 21, wouldn't it?
And with the way their defense is playing, I don't know if it matters if they do convert any of these. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future as they look ahead to the offseason. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Trey Flowers picks him, and they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ball game.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times. That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings them up 2nd and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. And he will find his man Ruggs. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down.
This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Flushed out right. This one caught by Kittle. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Chris Godwin, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers make some inroads here on that deficit. Now the 49ers electing to leave the offense out there and go for 2. They'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. And we'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
Meanwhile, Carr's throw there complete to Ruggs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause, to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
Get there and bring him down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. After the sack on 1st down, Carr throwing the out route incomplete. It's Smith. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better.
Oh, looking for water, but this is intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already...
And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. After the sack here, 2nd and 11. Lance looking to throw it. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all. And I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
A final shot before half for Lance. Steps away to his left. And now here is another interception. Jonathan Abram picks it, and he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Raiders out in front. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now a play fake. Carr. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Nick Bosa make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked off near the 34. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
This to the outside, it's Sermon.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling. Held it to an okay gain.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Lance, a give now to Sermon.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Here's Sermon hammering for the goal line. He loses the football, and the Raiders pick it up. Defenders is giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. The 30. 10, 5, and he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. We know this defense has some playmakers. We saw it right there. Well, really, we've seen it the whole game.
Isn't it nice to see that on the opposite side of the ball? Respect, my man, respect. The defensive guys are outscoring their opposing offense.
Yeah, they're outscoring him indeed with that score alone. So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr.
And the Raiders are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
So a big play there. Not only the fumble return for the touchdown, then they get the 2-point try. And, you know, for the defense, though, they were just over there sitting on the field. They had to rush out to try to defend that.
You know, it's funny. They actually practice situations that they call sudden change when the team turns it over. I'll guarantee you no one practices a fumble return for a touchdown like that, and now someone goes for 2. Really good strategy by them putting them in that situation.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10.
Lance. Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. Now after the sack, Lance and the Niners staring up here at a 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Open man is Samuel, complete. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we've got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
And his kick is good. And they get a little bit closer here as the lead's down to 3 touchdowns. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he watched that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field. Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
On 1st down, they go with Jacobs again.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Flush to his right.
He'll let this go deep for Ruggs. And that is caught. It's Ruggs. Touchdown, Vegas. And most people think of Derek Carr kind of as a guy who excels throwing the short pass, but he can dial it up when need be.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
And it's incomplete, but a flag is down here, so hang on. Let's see what we've got. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpire's got different responsibilities, but always, always making sure no one's holding.
So now Carr, he'll lead the Raiders up to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the bat flip in baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there. And sometimes has a way of catching up with you.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38.
A play fake for Sermon. Now Lance.
And complete to Zach Ertz. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
On 2nd down, it's Sermon.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40.
112 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Lance now on 1st down. He'll leave that underneath to Sermon.
And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the 40 now on 2nd down.
Lance.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Raiders force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
Boy, so another interception, CD. And it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach.
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down inside the 25 before he gets out of bounds.
It's a big play there for Vegas.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
2nd down and goal. Carr. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown.
Jeff Smith
with touchdown number 20 on the year.
And the Raiders extend their 4th quarter lead, and they are closing in now on a 14-win campaign. And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
From the 6. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Quick throw caught by Godwin.
And some room to work. Touchdown 49ers.
Chris Godwin.
His 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Niners get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Now the 49ers electing to leave the offense out there and go for two. From the gun, it's Lance. He'll buy some time right toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of two-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense, because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
Yeah, I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. Play action. Now it's Carr. He finds his man. Complete. It's Jacobs. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
Eluding the pressure right. He finds his man. Complete. It's Jacobs. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. And let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
On play action, it's Carr. Now he's forced out right. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off near the 32. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
With the Eagles?
That's right. He's then with the Eagles, and I believe it's against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the play. And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. What a great weapon. So often, such a big mismatch.
And there's no route he can't run. You name it, he's going to do it, and he's a matchup nightmare for the defense. No matter who they put on him, he's going to win the battle.
Here we go now as they will again try for 2. They're going to try and run. And he will get in for the 2 points to get this back to a 3-score game. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. A short kick taken at the 18. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 at the 24. At their own 24-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Certainly no reason to panic. They've got the 3-score lead, but The turnover last time, the interception that led to a touchdown, you'd have to think that might not be dialing that up again.
Yeah, probably not. They're still...
And the Niners get there and bring him down. Nick Bosa in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 28 and into the end zone. A pick six for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the fourth. Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete.
They're certainly not letting up on the pressure in this one, and oftentimes you hear this expression, all gas, no break from defenses. But in this case, it's the offense still throwing the football up big in the fourth quarter.
Carr going to look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead. But I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. From the gun, it's Carr. And Waller taking it in over the middle. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Into the red zone, it's Carr. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Derek Carr, 14 yards. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. So now Carr, he'll lead the Raiders up to go for 2. Carr will look to throw. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the fourth. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And able to get this out to the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a fourth straight loss. And my goodness, another interception. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. And he'll take this back down inside the 20. Well, CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting.
And this will be caught, and the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. The 40. Past the 20. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick two, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And that should just about do it. They return it to the end zone, sealing it with a defensive touchdown. The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for two. They'll try to run it with Jacobs. And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on two more. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This one taken just inside the 10. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. One final try now for Lance. Flushed out right. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them